Welcome to our second pitch deck speedrun. You may have heard of Mistral AI, the French artificial intelligence startup that raised 105 million euros in just 4 weeks with no product or pitch deck. Eyebrows were raised at the time, but Mistral was quick to deliver on their promise. Last year, they hit a $6 billion valuation with their $640 million Series B. In this quick video, we'll be creating a concept pitch deck for Mistral based on their original memo. Let's start with the Brutalist Pitch Deck Template from VIP Graphics. I'll start by copying in the colors and fonts from Mistral's brand guidelines. If you need help on this, we have a separate video going through the steps in detail. Fun fact, Mistral's original logo was actually word art. I'll be using Mistral's colors and a placeholder logo I created. Mistral's investor memo exemplifies why the basic problem market solution flow doesn't work for all pitches. They actually begin with the market opportunity slide, introducing the generative AI market with some basic market sizing data. We'll combine from 2 different slide templates here, something I'll do often in this video, with icons for the claims on the left and a simple bubble diagram to visualize the market. If it were me, I'd add some data about why now is the right time, but in 2023 that seemed quite obvious with the smashing success of ChatGPT. Mistral's investor pitch highlighted 2 key problems. First, they introduced the oligopoly in generative AI, where incumbents like OpenAI were poised to dominate majority market share. One of Mistral's key differentiators, which appears often in this deck, is being the only Europe-based contender in the AI market. At the time, all market leaders were in the US. Secondly, Mistral points out that existing generative AI fails to meet market constraints. This is the perfect opportunity to use this 2-column layout that highlights key pain points by customer group. At the time, many enterprises had actually banned ChatGPT and other AI tools due to concerns about security, safety controls, legal issues, and training data. Mistral's pitch emphasized how black box LLM models are not ideal for both businesses and developers. Next up, the solution slide. In their investor pitch, Mistral boldly promised to become a leader in the AI space in 4 years by focusing on the EU market as their beachhead. We'll focus on the text and leave the image unchanged on this slide. But for an actual pitch, you'd want to use an image, such as a screenshot of Mistral's chatbot, LeChat. Moving on to the differentiators portion of the pitch, Mistral highlights how they will win from both a tech and business standpoint. First, technological differentiation. We'll take Mistral's wordy bullets and distill them into a 3-column layout with short, punchy headings. This makes it easier for the reader to quickly grasp the key takeaways. Next, Mistral goes back to their unique positioning as an EU-based provider and how they would partner with European industry leaders. This slide is pretty self-explanatory, and will add a subtle map visual to complement the message. Given that they had no product at the time, investing in Mistral was effectively a bet on the founders. Which brings us to the most important slide in this deck, the team slide. Mistral's team has an impressive pedigree, leading AI research at DeepMind and Meta. We'll use some logos to visually emphasize their experience. The next slide talks about Mistral's go-to-market strategy, which revolved around collaborating with third-party integrators, industry leaders, and co-design partners. The memo made a vague mention of already organizing business exploration with major French and European industrial actors, but this would have been a great place to include some logos to show early traction and interest. As with most investor pitches, Mistral closes out by talking about their roadmap and long-term vision. A timeline diagram is usually the best way to organize this slide. One of Mistral's early goals was to train a model small enough to run on a 16-gigabyte laptop, which they ended up achieving months ahead of schedule. Notice that their goals include both technology and business development milestones at every step. Technical founders tend to forget the latter. Mistral was also candid with investors about the anticipated funding needs, mentioning that GPT-4 cost a few $100 million. They anticipated a $200 million Series A in 2024, but ended up raising 385 million euros at a billion-dollar valuation by December 2023. Finally, we'll close out with a simple contact CTA slide, which is a must-have so investors can easily reach you, some final design tweaks, and there you have it. We created a concept pitch deck for Mistral based on the investor memo they used to raise 105 million euros with no product. For more videos like this, follow @PitchDecks. If you'd like to download the template I used, see the link in the description.